Hi guys, Alan Moore here on another fragrance review, and on today's video we're talking about fragrances like this one. And these fragrances from my collection for the purpose so you could wear these at a gym because they're non-offensive. They're not going to overpower the person next to you while you're training, and they're not going to start complaining that your fragrance is too strong. And all these will show you the longevity on them is enough for you to finish your workout. So if you're interested in things like this, I'll see you after the intro. Cheers guys, thanks a lot. Okay guys, welcome back. Right, before I start, I just need to tell you, I used to have another channel on YouTube and I'd done about 19 videos, and it was called Big Al's Fragrance Channel. And one of the first videos I did was a gym fragrance video. And if I remember right, I shot 6 fragrances at the time. Some are still in this list today because I've still got the fragrances. So I'm still there and I'm still wearing them. Right, so if you want to go and check that video out on my old channel called Big Al's Fragrance Channel, you can see a load of videos on there I did a while back. Through technical issues with the laptop, I've had to change the name to what it is today. So that's the reason I'm doing a second gym fragrances. We had quite good viewing from the first video, so this is why I'm doing this again now. Seems to be a popular subject because a lot of people like keeping fit, going down the gym, smelling nice. Let me start with this one here. This is Sportsmail London. Now it's the outer parfum version. It's got a screw on top. And you see, gotta be careful with the atomizer there. Sprays out quite a lot of juice. And it's got a nice sweet smell. When you first spray this in, you'd think there was like coconut in this fragrance, the way it smells. There isn't none. I've checked the notes. There isn't coconut in there, but it gives that off. Because two of the notes in there make that impression on you when you first smell it. So it's a very pleasant fragrance. And for the price, it's not a very dear. All the prices and the notes will be linked down in the description box below because you've got quite a few to get through. So rather than stand there talk about all the notes and that, you can read that to your heart's content in the description box. So with this one here, it's a powdery fragrance, right? It's sweet at the same time, but it's also very aromatic. So you've got this aromatic feeling of this fragrance you're wearing it, and it's very airy and powdery, and people around you are not going to be offended by this. It'll be a pleasant smell. But what I'm going to recommend to you is this one or any others that I'll show you. If you're at work and you're on the way to the gym when you finish work, you might already have some of this fragrance already on, right? Or you might be just ready to apply it before you get down the gym. Try to put it on at least 15 minutes before you arrive. And then that way it starts as a chance to start toning down just as you walk into the gym. And when you start training, it's not as mouth potent as it is like your first spray it. And this is the same with all the other fragrances. I'd recommend that tip. Always try to wear it a little bit before you get there, not just as you're walking through the doors. Because what will happen with this one or the others, you'll start working out and then your body heats up and then you start getting this fragrance popping off your skin. And if it's too loud, that's when you're going to start getting people complaining to you that your fragrance is too loud. So that's the first one to show you. Portsmouth of London, EDP. It's a cracking fragrance. It's only a cheapie. It's a good pickup if you just use it for the gym fragrance. Okay, so let's move on to our next one now. Let's put this down, guys. Now this is one of the first fragrances I bought when I started collecting. And it's perfect for the gym. It's even got it on the actual the bottle. This is a Zara Crown Sport. So obviously them trying to aim for people at a gym. So this is ideal. And it's a fresh fragrance. It's got like a lot of aquatic notes and citrus notes in there. It's very refreshing. And so with this, I would say to you, you could use this down the gym and it'll keep you safe. It's not going to blow people's minds. It's just going to get you keep smelling fresh while you're there. It's again another cheap fragrance, but it'll last you all the time you're training. If you're only training for 2.5 hours or something like that, this will serve you well. It'll keep you smelling fresh while you're in there. But another tip for you as well, this one, because how cheap it is as well. I've tried this in the summer. It does work. Stick things like this or any cool water that you've got lying around in the summer and it's nice and warm. Stick it in the fridge for a few hours before you put it on. It's that refreshing, honestly. You got to try it, guys. When the summer comes around this year, stick a fragrance. It's not too expensive that you want to wear. Just to refresh yourself if you're sitting in the garden or something like that. It's fantastic. And again, like I say, it'll keep you fresh at the gym as well. So that's my second choice. Okay, gee, guys, move on to the next one. Now, some of these are more cheapies, and as we get through the video, you'll find that sort of got much more better brand names because they get into the more high end of the market. Okay, so, but even some of the cheapies I've showed you, I'm still good value for money for what this reason is. And I've got one of the shaded shortly. It's my most complimented fragrance I've got to date, and I've got more expensive fragrances than this. Okay, so let's move on to the next one now, and this is this bad boy here. This is Lacoste Red, you know, so this has been around for a while now. And again, you can see the size of the bottle. Look, it's only, I think it's 75 ml, I think. Yes, it is, 75 ml. Pops off that way. You got like a little red atomizer. And then if you spray, you get like a nice apple note with this. Like it's like an impression like a red apple. It's got nice, all the notes mixing with it as well. And it smells fresh from the get-go, this does. And it's got fruity notes in it. Again, it's aromatic. I've looked at my notes where I've got written down here, guys. I reckon 9 out of the fragrances I'm going to show you are more aromatic. The rest have got other notes as well, but most of these fragrances are built for that purpose. So when they smell around you, it just fills the room, this aromatic smell, without offending people. They're non-offensive, these kind of fragrances. And because these notes that you get in them, you know, built for that purpose, it's a bit more pleasurable wearing rather than offending people. So, again, a lot of the young guys out there, you probably think of this as well, because Lacoste, it's that kind of a brand name that a young generation tend to gravitate towards. So this is a good brand as well, and for that purpose. And if there's any young guys watching this would be a great fragrance to wear down the gym, guys. Give that one some thought. Okay, guys, now let's have a look at this next one. Now we'll move on to that one I told you about with the most complimented, this one. This is Mosaic Umo. And you see, it looks like, by the colour of the bottle, look, the juice inside, it's going to become some kind of a classic type of fragrance. The top's the same and the spray is the same. Look, nice spray there. And again, this is very, what's the name? Let me just read the notes of this bit. You've got to smell this, get your nose on if you can. This is citrus. It's got musky notes in there. Aromatic notes again, and some floral notes. Now, don't let the idea of the floral notes put you off if you're a guy and you're going to the gym. You will not smell like you know, it's not masculine enough. It'll just make you smell aromatic and everything with good to go with this fragrance. I've had more people, you know, give me fragrance about this one, and it costs something like 20 quid. Now, this hasn't got the greatest longevity in the world. Now, there are some of these as well. These aren't known for having terrific longevity. But most people only work out for 2 or 3 hours at the most, if that. And so, all the time you're there, these kind of fragrances, it just seems to me that they're built for this purpose. So, I'd recommend this one as well. If you say 25 and above, you probably appreciate this more. So I'll give that one some thought. This is another good fragrance. You won't be disappointed with it. Okay, now we'll get on to another cheapie now. Is that one? This is Davidoff Cool Water Wave. And this is, to me, it's the Davidoff's take on Invictus 2016, the Aqua fragrance that they did. People try to copy it, their own brand, and this is now different, very aquatic, and it's got a lot of different notes in there again. to make this feel like it's perfect for the gym. You can imagine a gym instructor who's giving you a lesson wearing something like this, because it's that nice. To wear it, you smell as though it's the perfect fragrance for you being in that gym situation. You know, it's non offensive, it's welcoming to people around you without being offended. And this one, right, this is again very cheap, right? And I'm just seeing if I can find my notes. Yeah, there they are, guys. Aromatic, it's aquatic, citrus, it's got marine notes in it. This is what's saying very fresh, and the aromaticness of it all makes it ideal for a perfect gym fragrance. So, I'm sorry if you see me leaning to the wrong side, guys. I'm out my shoulder at work, so it's a bit sore. So, I might to be things a bit awkward today, passing the bottles around. So that's why I'm leaning a bit this way. So I'm not being awkward or lazy, just that my shoulders there to be a bit. So think about that one, guys. And again, we're sticking on the same note now. And we're going to go with this one. Now, this one is Versace Aqua. Again, an aquatic fragrance, which is fantastic. And I think with my bottle, look, the caps no longer fits the bottle properly. That's the only downside of I found out with this fragrance is that part there is not catching inside the cap anymore. But this is really hefty. This is really hefty lid, and it's got a nice design on it. But put that to one side. The fragrance in this is fantastic. I would recommend anybody, if you can get your hands on it. When I first bought this, I had a bottle of this, and I bought my son a bottle. And it's still quite affordable at the top, it's about £70 a bottle, right? But if you look at eBay now, how much this one costs now, it's gone way up that way. Because this is trying to compete again with Aqua 2016 from Gabbana. They're the aquatic, their fragrance released, their aquatic fragrance. And it's based on that. And then the thing is, now that one's could be worth 300 quid, and they're just paying over 100 for this, or maybe 120 quid, depending what sell you look at eBay. They have got some cheaper, some more dearer, and trying to get more money out of you. But this is starting to become more popular now because people can buy these. They're forcing the prices up on eBay because they know people will pay the price for it now. Okay, so think of this one. Let me just show that spray it again. Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, this is better than Davidoff. This is better than all the ones I showed you today, till now. But the rest of them have got some good punching weight as well. But this one, I think I would say this one, all of these are run for the money, to be honest with you. I'm going to show you some more in a minute. But I think any one of these, this one, I'll give it a run for the money. But it all depends how much you want to pay for it. You know, so it is good for the gym. Again, this kind of fragrance, the notes in it is welcoming, it's aquatic, it's aromatic again, it's strong. This will last you a working day. You could put this on at work and you'll still smell it. You come home. This is a good thing about this. But again, this is the kind of fragrance I was told about, guys. You need to give this time to settle down before you apply it. You know, some people are working and they come from work, they get straight to the gym and they've got the fragrance already on the body. That can't be, helped. That's the way it is. But then, if you guy who likes to get to the gym and you stand outside the door and you spray yourself with all this, you're going to choke people out and people will be complaining to you. And so my advice for this, use it for it is. It's a fantastic fragrance. Give it 20 minutes before you get there and it'll start working wonders for you when you're in training. Because don't forget, your body's going to heat up again and these things are going to start popping again. But you don't want to start popping all over the place. It's its strongest point, which is really at the start. So, give this one some serious thought. It is a good fragrance. Okay, guys, put this one down a sec. Now then, moving on to this one. Now this one, this is one of my favourites as well. Another cheapie as well, but most people have heard of this fragrance by now in the fragrance community. This is Versace Pour Out. Again, non-offensive. And look at the colour of the juice in there, guys. Beautiful. And again, very aromatic fragrance. It's got a nice appeal to it. You might even get compliments with this one because it is really nice. And with this one, You've got citruses, aromatic and fresh spices in it. Right, so this one gives it this characteristic about this fragrance is the way it's made up. It just oozes class, but at the same time, it's got this like aromaticness about it again that makes it appealing. This is why I love all these kind of fragrances. To me, these kind of fragrances got that aromaticness about them. Appeal to me as a wearer. I've wore these countless times at work, at the gym, and they serve a purpose great. Make you smell nice and you feel good when you're wearing them. So think of this one. This is another good one. So I put that one down again. Now then, the last one I'm going to, guys. These are some of the top names in men's fragrances, designer fragrances. And I'll show you this one now. Is this one here. Guilty, Pour Out. This has been out ages, and I've only recently purchased this not long ago. And I love this fragrance. And there's a lot of people on fragrance to see the community. It's up to them really, it's their opinion really. They get a bad name, and I don't really understand why they do that, because to me it smells really nice. It's got a nice smell about it, it's not offensive again, and if somebody knew you was wearing Gucci down the gym, I think, Gucci, that's a Gucci fragrance, because it smells that nice. And at the same time, you're not going to offend anybody. I mean, look at that for the bottle. It fits perfect in your hand, look. The spray is nice. The design of the bottle's nice. Some people say that looks like a Batman logo. Don't know difference to me. Looks it smells nice. And at the end of the day, this one you could wear at the gym again, and it is a top name. And you might pay a little bit more for it. But these have been out for a while now, and I don't think I paid this much. This is I think it's the 100 mil, I think this one is. No, 90 mil. But this is a good fragrance. Now I'd say, don't let people put you off with this fragrance. If people want the fragrance community and them telling you that the fragrance community give it a bad name because it's generic and different smelling and different stuff like that. If it smells this good, I don't care. It smells really good to me. And I'd wear it every day of the week. And I'd buy it again. That's how much I like this fragrance. All I'm saying to you guys, whether it's me who's telling you, do your own research, and, go and see if you can get a sample. And I've said it before on quite a few videos, including the old channel I used to do. Get to a shop, your local place where you get your fragrances from. That's if you don't buy them online. And then ask the assistant if you could try it on and spray it on your hand. And say, I'll pop back in a bit. I want to see how it works on my skin. I'm going to do some shopping. I'll come back in half an hour. Give it half an hour to an hour, then go back. And if you like the fragrance, make your purchase. But that way you ain't wasted your money if you don't like it. But to me, I'd be very surprised if you didn't like it, or your wife didn't like it if you're with you, or your girlfriend, because it's unoffensive and it's nice, and a nice fresh fragrance in my opinion. So give this one some serious thought, guys. Again, this one's been around in the community for a while. This is a Mori Pour Out. And again, this is like a citrus-based fragrance with some aromatics in it. Yeah, it smells lovely. It does really smell nice. You put this on, I think you would get a compliment all the time you was there, because it's not offensive, but it's got such a classiness about this fragrance, and I think it'd draw people into you. I want to say, what are you wearing? Because this is that nice. Again, you might have to pay upwards, £60 upwards, depending where you get it. But I would say, give it some serious thought, guys. If you like citrus fragrances, this is not the old batch, this is the new one. But to me, it works just as good. I've never tried the old one, so I can't really say that too honestly. But I've seen other reviewers who have had the one with the black part down the bottom, and they've said the old one may be better because of how long it lasts, different stuff. But I can tell based on the experience I bought this bottle for, I've got no complaints with this. And it serves a purpose. If you're going out somewhere on a summer's day, stick this on. Nice white shirt, pair of casual jeans, and your summer shoes, and walk around with them half a stock, and then go around and you rock this fragrance, guys, and people, you know, it smell nice when you walk past it. I mean, you can spray. I mean, I've had this fragrance quite a while now, and you can see how much it's got. And I've sprayed myself all over with this, and it smells nice when I'm gone out. So, and again, Amani, give this one some thought. Another good brand name. Right, and the last one I'm going to show you. Again, the original one, we've probably knocked this one into fits as regards longevity and all different stuff like that. If batch codes, if you're looking for things like that. So, this one is the modern version. It was made in France, so I think that's a better one. I've been, you know, watching videos by countless reviews, and they all say don't get the one that's made in the UK, unfortunately. Okay, so if it's not in the UK, then it may be better than the one from our country. Don't get buying that one. But this one is Dolce and Gabbana Pour On. It's got like a tobacco note in this. Now, that's mixed with all the aromatics and everything, guys. So it's very, oh, I love this fragrance. I'll do it again, in fact. Oh, it smells fantastic, guys, even on skin. Do you know what I mean? So this one is one of my favourites, but again, it's not got great longevity. But so that's a 200ml bottle. I'll spray it all day if I have to. I have to keep coming back, reapplying it, because the smell of this fragrance is fantastic. And the tobacco note in it, it's not like a dirty, ashy tobacco kind of smell. It just adds to the masculinity of the fragrance. So this is another good one I like to wear if I was down a gym, because it's not got great longevity. It's not going to overpower anybody, and it's not going to offend anybody neither. So this one, he's got, there we have my Dolce and Gabbana. There we go. Citruses, aromatics, lavender and tobacco. So that's what's in there. Lavender's nice note in this as well. You can smell it in this, is really nice. Okay, so them are the 10 I've got for you today, guys. So if you do like any of these fragrances and you do want to add these to your collection or go try it down the gym, you're not going to offend anybody, guys. And have a great workout. You know, start showing your guns off. And hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot. All the best. Tell Abby. Right, guys. Okay, this is the last look at a little bit of extra B-roll footage for you. Just before we finish the video, just give you one last chance to have a look at some of these fragrances before we finish the video. As you can see there, the bottom row. Then I say all these fragrances, guys, will serve you well if you get down to the gym. You're really that good for what that purpose is, really. And I know you'll enjoy your workout and you'll come out smelling great. So, if you do like what you've seen on this video today, please like, share and subscribe to this channel. Leave a thumbs up. And if you want to leave a comment, that'd be fantastic. Get a conversation started. Let me know in the comments section if you've tried any of these fragrances. And if you have, what fragrances would you wear down the gym? Maybe something there that I could pick up myself based on your recommendation yourself. So that's it for me, guys. Alan Moore. I'll see you all on the next video. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Right, I'll see you again. Bye.